Imagine a foldable phone arriving in 2026 and shattering everything we knew about smartphone design. Well, the Tesla Pi Phone Fold isn't just here to compete. It's here to do what the iPhone 17 Pro Max didn't even dare to try. And the craziest thing, it has no crease on the screen. That's right. None of that little mark in the middle that every foldable phone seems to carry like a scar. The secret lies in an ingenious system of multiple joints that distributes pressure so precisely that the screen simply opens as if it had never been folded. It's as if the glass learned to behave like paper, but maintaining all the robustness that a luxury phone needs. When the device is fully open, what you see is a mini tablet in the palm of your hand. There are no lighting tricks or favorable angles. The screen stretches completely flat, without distortions in the center, and with an almost square aspect ratio that changes everything in the visual experience. You know that discomfort of watching something on a tall, narrow cell phone with black bars on each side? That doesn't exist here. Videos fill the screen with impressive naturalness, and even texts are more pleasant to read. It seems like a detail, but in practice, this transforms daily use. And it doesn't stop there. By increasing the font size, something common for those who have difficulty reading or simply want comfort, the content remains organized and spacious. Unlike traditional smartphones, which mess everything up when you increase the font size, the Pi Phone Fold adapts smoothly. It's the kind of thing you didn't know you needed until you tried it. Anyone who constantly changes glasses or stretches their arm to see the screen will understand the relief this brings. The difference in visible area is also noteworthy. Compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the Tesla Fold's screen offers 40% more usable space. This means more content without having to scroll as much, more detail in images, and much more comfort for any task, from working with spreadsheets to reading an article or having a video conference. And all this without sacrificing portability, which already seems like magic in itself. The feeling is that of having two devices in one, a cell phone and a pocket-sized tablet. And here's something interesting. While Apple invests more and more in brightness, contrast, and refresh rate, which are great, it's true, Tesla went down a less explored path, the way we interact with the screen itself. Not only does it fold, but it folds without being cumbersome. And when it returns to the flat position, the display shows no memory of the previous fold. This completely changes how we see the future of smartphones. The screen's finish also contributes to this magic. It reflects less ambient light, even in well-lit places, and offers uniform brightness even at the edges. That darkened crease, common in foldable phones from other brands, simply doesn't exist here. This is because the internal structure was designed with millimeter precision, with microgears that resemble bicycle chains, only much smaller and more resistant. It's no exaggeration to say that the Pi Phone Fold looks like a piece of precision engineering. And there's more. This folding structure with a radius of curvature between 2 and 3 millimeters is an impressive technical feat. It's like folding a sheet of thick cardboard without leaving marks. Most competitors need wide curves to avoid breakage, which compromises the design. But Tesla solved this with more malleable materials and a stress relief system that makes the movement almost organic. It's even a pleasure to open and close the device, the kind of detail that's addictive. Now imagine that same device opening up like a mini tablet, easy to store in your pocket, without bending your pants, slipping out of your clothes, or forcing you to wear a fanny pack. The Tesla Pi Phone Fold folds vertically and, when closed, becomes a compact, thick, and robust device. Quite different from that long, brick-like device that has become standard among the latest generation of smartphones. While the iPhone 17 Pro Max measures about 162 in height, the Tesla measures only 132 millimeters. This may seem like a technical detail, but in everyday life, it's a huge relief for those who always carry their phone in their pocket. In practice, this difference allows the Tesla Fold to fit entirely in a pocket without bouncing out or bothering the leg when the person sits. Anyone who has ever felt the discomfort of a cell phone crushing their thigh knows how annoying that is, especially in tighter clothing. And it is precisely in these moments that the compact design of the Pi phone shows its intelligence. It was made to adapt to people's real routines, not just to look good in a store window. And the finish is also top-notch. The exterior of the Tesla Pi Fold has a high-friction matte texture that prevents slipping. It's a type of material that firmly grips the pocket fabric, drastically reducing the chance of the phone falling out when you crouch, run, or sit down suddenly. It's the kind of thing you don't see in smartphones with shiny glass, beautiful in the hand, but treacherous in practice. It's as if Tesla looked at real life and said, "We can do better." The thicker structure also helps keep everything secure inside. There's no fear of breaking the screen when you sit with your phone in your back pocket, nor the feeling that the device will slip out of your hand at any moment. The weight is evenly distributed, providing a more secure grip, as if the phone were a work tool and not a fragile decorative piece. And honestly, that makes a huge difference in daily use. Another detail that stands out is the fact that the device, even though it's foldable, doesn't seem fragile or flimsy when closed. On the contrary, it conveys a sense of solidity, reminiscent of those old indestructible cell phones, but with futuristic technology. It's like picking up a science fiction accessory and realizing it works perfectly in the present. You can feel that it was designed to last, and not just to impress on social media. Furthermore, ergonomics greatly benefit from a smaller body. Using a cell phone with one hand becomes natural again, something that seemed lost since screens started growing relentlessly. It's possible to type, swipe, open apps, or even make calls with one hand, without needing to juggle. For those who are constantly on the go, carrying a bag, a child, or an umbrella, this detail becomes a huge advantage. And the most curious thing is that even though it's compact when closed, the Tesla Pi Phone Fold doesn't sacrifice the complete experience of a top-of-the-line smartphone at all. It just reorganizes the space in a smarter way. While other devices rely on giant screens without worrying about portability, Tesla delivers a foldable solution that respects both pocket space and ease of use. The Tesla Pi Phone Fold's hinge is the kind of detail that, once you figure out how it works, you realize the rest of the market was just playing around with foldable devices. Tesla took the same structural philosophy as the Cybertruck, yes, that futuristic tank on wheels, and applied it in miniature to a hinge mechanism made of titanium alloy. It's no exaggeration. Each microjoint was designed to distribute force evenly, allowing hundreds of thousands of opening cycles without creating play. This creates a feeling of almost surgical precision, as if the device had been assembled piece by hand. With each opening, the smooth click gives you the confidence that the phone will last for years without losing its perfect fit. In tests, this system impressed even those already accustomed to durable technologies. The hinge withstood 300,000 folds with less than 5% wear, a number that puts any other foldable phone to shame. For those who use their cell phone intensively, opening and closing the device dozens of times a day, this means more than 5 years of constant use without noticing any difference in rigidity. It's almost as if the movement is always new, as if the mechanism refuses to age. And let's face it, that gives enormous peace of mind to anyone who invests in a device of this level. The most interesting thing is that, unlike other hinges that start to sing over time, those discrete creaks that betray wear and tear, the Tesla Pi Fold's hinge remains silent. It doesn't matter if the user is sitting on the bus, at work, or using the device before bed. The movement is the same: stable, clean, and precise. This consistent operation even reinforces the feeling of premium quality, something many consumers look for, but few devices truly deliver. It's the kind of detail that builds reputation. Another important point is how this hinge keeps the phone firmly in place, both open and closed. There's none of that uncomfortable wobble in tablet mode, nor that strange opening and closing on its own movement when folded. The Tesla Pi Fold stays at the angle the user sets it, without budging even a millimeter. You can even notice this when you press harder on the screen. The device doesn't shake, bend, or tilt. It feels like a single unit, even though it's flexible. And that, honestly, is one of the greatest achievements of design. This rigidity directly contributes to something many people don't think about, but it's extremely important: resale value. Because when someone opens a used device and feels the hinge is loose, the immediate impression is of wear and tear, heavy use, and fragility. In the Tesla Pi Fold, however, the hinge is so firm and resistant that it makes the phone seem new even after years, which naturally increases its resale price. And, to be honest, that's a huge advantage in a market where everyone upgrades their phone every 2 or 3 years. And here's a personal point. It's impressive how the company managed to miniaturize a concept inspired by a nearly indestructible vehicle and transform it into something so sophisticated. It's like taking the soul of the Cybertruck and putting it inside a mechanism the size of a coin. Many people don't realize the value of this, but those who understand engineering know it's a very rare feat. The hinge is not only resistant, it's elegant, precise, and designed to operate in absolute silence. Furthermore, the hinge also contributes to the device's hybrid use. When someone wants to use the phone as an improvised mini laptop, or leave it propped up on a table to watch videos, the hinge holds the device at any angle. This opens up possibilities that traditional smartphones simply don't have. It can be used as a mini camera stand, as a tilted viewfinder, or even as an improvised workstation. And all this without needing a tripod, stand, or extra accessories. If the screen already impressed with its sturdy hinge, wait until you find out what it's made of. Tesla decided to abandon traditional glass and went further than any other brand has done so far. The Pi Phone Fold's display is protected by a layer of self-healing polymer, a material that seems like something out of science fiction. And it's not just marketing. Light scratches caused by keys, sand, or even coins in your pocket simply disappear on their own in a few minutes. This happens because the outer layer reacts to the body's natural heat and the light pressure of daily use, rearranging the molecules to close small scratches. It's as if the phone had skin that heals itself. This layer, besides being flexible, is more impact-resistant than traditional tempered glass. In drop tests from a height of 1.5 meters onto steel, the kind of fall that ruins any cell phone, more than 90% of the Pi phone units emerged unscathed. In comparison, cell phones with glass screens achieved less than 20% survival. It's an absurd difference that completely changes the user's relationship with the device. You know that constant fear of dropping it? Here, it practically disappears. And there's more. The screen's touch is different. Instead of being slippery like polished glass, the polymer has slightly more friction, which makes your fingers feel more secure during use. It seems like a small difference, but it makes all the difference when the phone is resting on inclined surfaces, such as car dashboards, uneven tables, or improvised supports. It simply slips less, which prevents many accidents. The elasticity of the outer layer also helps absorb shocks, acting as an invisible cushion for the display. Another point worth highlighting is its long-term durability. While regular cell phones accumulate scratches and cracks that impair visibility over time, the Tesla Pi Fold keeps its screen clean and functional for much longer. This means fewer trips to the repair shop, less spending on repairs, and more time with the device working like new. And, considering the price you pay today for a top-of-the-line phone, this saving makes a difference in your wallet, especially for those who don't change their cell phone every year. In fact, in comparative durability tests, the Tesla Pi Fold proved up to 7 times harder to break than an iPhone 17 Pro Max. And since the screen is the most expensive part of any cell phone to repair, This translates directly into reduced maintenance costs, less headache, less unexpected problems, less fear of using your phone in the real world. The truth is, it gives a feeling of freedom that most devices simply don't offer. And all this without compromising image quality. Many people might think that a polymer screen wouldn't have the same brightness, contrast, or sharpness as glass. But Tesla took care of that with an intermediate layer that protects the internal OLED and ensures total transparency and impact resistance. In practice, the user sees a vibrant, sharp screen with uniform colors even at the edges, even on the curves of the fold. And the best part, it doesn't crack with the first jolt. It's hard not to be impressed by the fact that this technology was designed not only to last, but to function better over time. While most cell phones start showing signs of wear and tear in the first few months, the Tesla Pi Fold seems to be constantly regenerating. It's like a living organism, always adjusting to stay intact. And honestly, that changes how we approach using the device on a daily basis. With its foldable and durable screen already winning over the public, Tesla went further and thought about how to take advantage of this unique format in a truly useful way. That's where the vertical productivity mode comes in, something that makes even the most powerful competing cell phones seem limited. When the Tesla Pi Fold is opened, it allows you to divide the screen into two well-defined vertical blocks, with a proportion of about 60% on the top and 40% on the bottom. It sounds technical, but in practical use, it's magical. You can watch a video while replying to messages, consult maps while writing emails, or edit documents while following a spreadsheet, all at the same time, without any squeezing. What's striking isn't just the ability to use two apps, but the fluidity with which it happens. Each half of the screen remains wide and legible, without that claustrophobic feeling that appears when trying to split a regular screen. On the iPhone 17 Pro Max, for example, the screen is long and narrow, making multitasking a challenge. On the Tesla Pi Fold, the almost square format gives each app real space to breathe. It's like using two windows on a small laptop, but with the advantage of everything fitting in the palm of your hand. This configuration is a great help for those who need productivity in their daily lives. Imagine someone organizing a trip. You can see the map at the top and make notes below. Or someone who works with social media. You can write a post at the bottom while reviewing images or calendars at the top. Even simple tasks, like listening to music and answering emails, become more organized. And the best part is that the phone doesn't lag. Tesla optimized the system so that both applications work with total smoothness, even with scrolling, simultaneous touches, or focus changes. Furthermore, this division is completely adaptable. The user can adjust the space of each zone with a simple gesture, dragging the bar that separates the two blocks. If you want to give more space to an app momentarily, just drag it. Want to reverse the order? You can do that too. The experience is intuitive and fluid, as if the system were guessing what the user needs at that moment. This completely changes the way you interact with your phone, especially in moments of haste or impromptu multitasking. Another interesting point is the ability to drag content between the two blocks. You can copy a link from a browser and paste it directly into a conversation, or drag an image from a gallery app to an editor. It's a simple detail, but it saves time and greatly increases efficiency. And honestly, once you get used to this kind of fluidity, it's hard to go back to a conventional smartphone. It feels like everything has become cramped, limited, and rigid. This vertical productivity mode is also great for those who study or work with texts. You can open a video lesson at the top and take notes below, or leave a PDF open while searching for information in the browser.